Hi everyone, my name's Mel and welcome to my bookshelf. Today I'm going to be talking about one of the most hyped up books this year. It's The Invisible Life of Addie Larue. So when a really hyped up book comes out, I try not to jump on the bandwagon, but I admit I'm on the bandwagon. My butt is planted and I'm waving a flag. I absolutely adored this book. This book is absolutely everywhere at the moment. It is so hyped up, so big, so massive, and with good reason. I devoured this book. It was so good. So for those of you who haven't heard of this one, it's a fantasy, more a romantic fantasy, with parts of historical fiction cleverly weaved in there as well. So the plot weaves around Addie Larue. In 1714, she gets herself into a bit of a bind and makes a deal with the devil/demon to live forever. And he grants her this request, however, with a catch. So from then on, no one that Addie meets will remember her. So as soon as they leave the room or leave her sight, they will totally forget they've ever met her and not remember any conversations. Her new life begins and she has to navigate through the world, not being remembered by anyone. It moves back and forth in time from when she was first cursed and trying to sort of navigate her way around this new reality to 300 years in the future, to 2014, when she's an old hand at it. She's been at it for 300 years. She knows how to live and survive in a world where no one remembers her. Then she stumbles across a young man named Henry who remembers her, and this throws her world upside down. How can he remember her? What makes him so special? And what happens next? How can you love the only person that ever remembers you without pushing them away? Now, I'm totally new to V.E. Schwab. I've never read anything of hers before, but that is going to change because as soon as I stop filming this video, I'm going to go out and buy everything that she's ever written. I was not disappointed. Her writing style was just absolutely beautiful. She's obviously a very seasoned, talented author. You just totally get immersed and lost in the world. Well, usually books that jump back and forth in time so much tend to be a bit jarring, but I did not find that at all with this one. There's profound differences in the atmosphere between the time periods, which made it really simple to know where you were at any given point of the book. I don't think I have anything negative to say about this book. Maybe it got a tiny bit slow briefly around the middle, but not for long, and then it picked up again, and it was just beautiful. Shards of the plot made me think of one of my favourite young adult romantic fantasy books, which is Followed by Frost by Charlie Holmberg. So that one's also about a girl that's cursed and has to find a way to live with her new curse, but obviously very different plot. It just had a similar atmosphere. I loved Addie's journey, and I loved that there were so many diverse characters in the book in each different time period, and each character really made a mark on how Addie perceived the world. The relationships, or what you could call relationships in this book, considering they don't remember her, all made their mark. They were just written so beautifully and cleverly. And one of my favourite things about the book was the way that Addie is weaved silently into these big historical events. So she has an influence on all these big things that happen, even though nobody remembers her. And I just thought that was just so refreshing and so clever. The way that Addie was written, going through life, not being able to be remembered, was just so clever. V.E. Schwab has a very imaginative brain in that head of hers, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what else she's got out. There were lots of broader themes about love and relationships and mortality, morality, consequences of actions. I've read a few reviews on this book that were complaining about the ending, but I just thought it was fantastic. I loved the twist. I loved the way it went. I think sometimes when you're invested for things to go a certain way and they go and then they do something different, I think it can be upsetting for some people, I guess. But I actually just really love to be taken away. So what would I rate Addie Larue? Solid 9 out of 10. I can see how so many people have been captivated, how so many people just get lost in this book. It had such a refreshing plot. The writing was beautifully captivating. Totally get immersed in this world. Solid 9 out of 10 from me. If you do like this book, I really would recommend you try Followed by Frost if you like young adults, because it just had a very similar feel. Maybe the writing was not quite as good as this. Just another one of my favourite romantic fantasies. And also it had a similar feel to Spinning Silver and Uprooted. So if you're a fan of them, you'll probably really enjoy this one. Funny enough, there's a recommendation from Novik on the back of this book, so I must be on the right track. Although it had very different plots, they were just very similar feels. If Addie Larue sounds like it's up your alley, give it a go. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Let me know what you think of it, please. I'm dying to know. I'm dying to talk about this with people. And please, if you have another V.E. Schwab book that you love, please recommend it in the comments, because I cannot wait to get to the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment and I will see you at the next review. Bye.